Hi, welcome to weeks 9 and 10 of my album a day challenge reviews. I didn't do a video last week because my computer died and I didn't have any way to record one. But I did listen to all the music and gave all of them ratings. And so far, all of them have been amazing. Only one album out of these 2 weeks got lower than a 7. So these 2 weeks, we had Colors by Youth Club, Conventional Weapons by My Chemical Romance, Converting Vegetarians 2 by Infected Mushroom, Crush by Bon Jovi, Crybaby by Melanie Martinez, Daisies of the Galaxy by Eels, Danger Days by My Chemical Romance, Dark Before Dawn, Breaking Benjamin, Dark as the Way, Light as a Place by Anberlin, Dark Light by Him, Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, Dear Agony by Breaking Benjamin, Death of a Bachelor by Panic at the Disco, and December Underground by AFI. Let's just get right into it. So first we have Colors by Youth Club, and I felt it was a good album, but it felt a little bit generic, but it definitely had color to it. I enjoyed it, but I only gave it a 7 overall. Next we have Conventional Weapons by My Chemical Romance, and me being a very, very big My Chemical Romance fan, these were songs I did not know as well. So it was very nice to get to know a couple more of their songs and just kind of listen to the era between Black Parade and Danger Days. I rated that an 8 out of 10. Next we have Converting Vegetarians 2 by My Infected Mushroom. This isn't my usual style, but I really enjoyed it. Each song had personality to it, and it was a very unique album. I definitely admired that. I rated this one a 7 out of 10. Next we have Crush by Bon Jovi, and I enjoy Bon Jovi quite a bit. He's got a lot of good guitar lines and good lyrics, but this one wasn't quite for me, but I still really enjoyed it. Kind of. It's a little bit complicated with that one, but I ended up rating it a 7 out of 10. Next we have Crybaby by Melanie Martinez. This one I found to be strange. I found it very strange. Some of the songs are admittedly very catchy and good, but it felt creepy almost. The album has a underlying theme of childhood and various things, and makes them the things that are not child friendly, and I just thought that was very strange and partially creepy. So I ended up rating it a 6 out of 10. Next we have Daisies of the Galaxy by Eels. This one was really good. It was a little more mellow, and it was good. It was really good. I just thoroughly enjoyed this one. I ended up rating it a 8 out of 10. Next, we have our second 10 out of 10. Danger Days by My Chemical Romance. I haven't really listened to this album all the way through before, and I am so glad that I have now. It was astonishing, told a fantastic story, and is just amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed this and just everything about it. So yeah, I rated that one 10 out of 10. I would listen to that a lot. Next we have Dark Before Dawn by Breaking Benjamin. I really enjoyed this one as well, because it's actually similar to Danger Days in that it tells a full story, but the story's not as obvious. The songs are amazing, catchy, and just are very intense, and I really like Breaking Benjamin, and especially this album. So I rated it a 9 out of 10. Next we have Dark is the Way, Light is Place by Anberlin. This isn't my favorite Anberlin album, but a lot of Anberlin's music I love, and this album is no exception. I genuinely enjoyed all of the songs on this album, and they were all really good. So I ended up rating this one an 8 out of 10. Next we have Dark Light by him. Now, I don't quite remember this one as much, but I do remember that it was very good. Very, very good. And I ended up rating it an 8 out of 10. Next we have Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. Oh, goodness. Fantastic album. Oh my gosh. I enjoyed listening to it. It was relaxing. It had character to it. The lyrics were meaningful. The guitar lines were fantastic. And just overall well thought album. So I ended up rating it a 9 out of 10. Next we have Dear Agony by another Breaking Benjamin album. This one I didn't like as much as Dark Before Dawn, but it was still really good, and it had a lot of awesome songs on it. So I ended up rating this one an 8 out of 10. And then we have Death of a Bachelor by Panic! At the Disco. I absolutely adore this album. The reason I rated this album what I rated it is because, according to the lead singer of Panic! At the Disco, he went after a more Frank Sinatra style approach to this album. And if any of you if you've been watching for a while now, you know that Frank Sinatra was my first 10 out of 10 in these challenges. And this album, I feel, lived up to that Frank Sinatra feel and almost gave it a touch of modern to it. It was very well done, fantastic music, lyrics, and just amazing music. I loved it. So I rated this one a 10 out of 10. Next we have December Underground by AFI. This one's a little heavier than I'm used to, and it was really good. It felt kind of like Cities by Anberlin, but with a much heavier tone to it, in that its final song had an ending to it. It felt like a full story. You almost couldn't tell where one song stopped and the next began. It had a nice flow to it. I really enjoyed it. So I ended up rating this one an 8 out of 10. So that's weeks 9 and 10. We're 70 albums in already. And just like always, I'll put the link to the album list in the description. So comment. Still, the album list isn't full yet, so go ahead and comment any albums you think I should listen to. I will ask that you check the album list before requesting, just to make sure it's not on there. For next week, we have Demon Days by Gorillaz, Dirty Work by All Time Low, Don't Panic by All Time Low, and Dopamine by Bombs, Drones by Muse, Eggs Are Funny by Muse, another Muse album, fantastic, El Camino by Black Keys, and I think, yeah, that is the week. I seem to have my list a little bit messed up. I'll have to fix that. See you next week.